Kai'Sa is one of the strongest ADCs in League right now, and one of the few that can truly carry a game. But is it the champion, the player, or a combination of the two that makes Kai'Sa so good? In this video, we'll be focusing on this player. I can't read Korean. Who's ranked the #1 Kai'Sa in the world. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen? My name is Twigger, that of course is Lola, and we are back with another episode of our Best Player in the World series, I guess is what I'm kind of calling it. And this time we are focusing on the #1 Kai'Sa player in the world. This is a master tier Korean solo queue player, has 57 games as we record this video as Kai'Sa with an 84% win rating on this champion. So we all know that Kai'Sa is one of the most OP ADCs in this current meta, but in the hands of somebody like this person, I'm not even going to try to say their name because first of all, it doesn't even show up, because we are on the Korean server for this, so it is Korean characters is the person's name, but looks like we already have a gank going on, just a first blood in the jungle of the blue side. Not entirely sure what the Ezreal was thinking there. Wish I could have talked a little bit more about this Kai'Sa, but for those of you who've not watched one of these videos before, I'm going to mainly be focusing on this Kai'Sa to try to see what makes this Kai'Sa better than your Kai'Sa, better than my Kai'Sa, better than all the other Kai'Sa players in the world. Try to see what their build is like, what are they going for, what are they maxing, what are their runes. Speaking of runes, I'll be sure to put the runes on the screen right now, but from what I can see from their op.dg, this person is running Fleet Footwork in the Precision Tree, the Triumph, followed by Bloodline, which is an interesting one, and Coup de Grace, and then following that up with Sorcery, going for Mana Flow Band and Absolute Focus. So some interesting things coming out of this already. Going through who we've got in this game, up in the top lane, we've got a Kennen versus a Victor. Jungle, we've got a Camille on the red side versus a Xin Zhao on the blue side. Mid lane, we've got a Nocturne versus a Ryze, which is very cool. And then Nautilus Kai'Sa versus Ezreal and Sion. So once again, I'm going to be focusing on the Kai'Sa gameplay, but as a standard commentary goes, we do have to follow the directed camera a little bit to see what's going on in the remainder of the game. Great little E away from the Ezreal to get away from that Nautilus dredge line, but I'm going to be focusing on Kai'Sa, but of course as the game progresses, when things are happening, we'll look in other places of the map to just see how things are progressing. In terms of first start item buys here, just looking at our Kai'Sa, she did go for that Doran's Blade. She also was the one who picked up first blood, which I couldn't think of a worse start for this bot lane than the Ezreal dying and the Kai'Sa being the one getting the first blood. But we got a gank going down in the mid lane right now. Camille trying to get in there. The Ryze did have to flash away from that one, but the Camille also used her flash, of course, to extend the length of that grappling hook. So first item buys, we do have that Victor up in the top lane, who I'm assuming is going to be going that current Victor top lane build with the Iceborne Gauntlet. It's just the worst. And Victor, of course, running Kleptomancy, so getting that extra bit of gold. Nautilus just on point with these hooks. These dread lines are just landing. Doran Shield, pretty standard for the poke coming out of Victor onto the Kennen. Nothing too spectacular with regards to just the overall item purchases right now, but I'm going to be curious to see, just looking at the red side, has a lot of AP coming from the Victor and also the potential damage coming out of the Kai'Sa, but Nocturne and Camille, huge AD damage heroes. So the reason I bring that up is that it's going to be very interesting to see what this Kai'Sa chooses to build. Is she going to go for more of that AP-centric build with like the Rabadon's Death Cap? Is she going to be going for Zhonya's Hourglass, or is she going to be going with Guinsoo's Rage Blade? But here comes the proc of the passive. That last auto attack is going to be enough damage to secure a kill onto that Ezreal. Of course, he lost his flash earlier in that level 1 engage in the jungle, and then of course lost his E during that dredge line that the Nautilus has been throwing out. Sion's doing his best just to try to poke these people off. And once again, another Sion getting caught by a dredge line, and huge damage coming out of the Kai'Sa passive. So these guys are going to go back already, currently sitting on probably quite a bit of gold here. Are they? They're not going to go back. They're going to fake it. Dredgeline once again going to land onto the Sion. The Ignite going down. I don't know if it's going to be enough. It is going to be enough. Kai'Sa once again just going to get that last auto attack off and is going to secure the kill onto Sion. But it looks like the Sion pass is coming out. Don't know if it's going to be enough to take down this Nautilus. He is going to get him locked down. One more auto attack from the Ezreal. No! The level up is going to come through and the Nautilus is going to survive. Well, I would be tilted, but oh no, here comes the Xin Zhao. Kai'Sa once again just picking up more and more kills. Looks like the Xin Zhao is going to be going for the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa needs to get away from this one. The Nautilus is trying to sacrifice his own life to try to get the Kai'Sa out of this. Right now, the red buff is ticking, and oh, Kai'Sa making a bit of a mistake coming back into that one, and Xin Zhao is going to get the shutdown on that, but Kai'Sa is going to pick up a kill as Xin Zhao sacrifices his life to the turret to ensure that Nocturne doesn't get any piece of that action. But man, what if you're a Kai'Sa player? This is just ideal. You're 5-1-0 5 minutes into the game. You've got to kill a minute, just you. And I've got to give props to this Nautilus as well. Like a lot of people kind of talk about how the ADC is the one carrying the game. Yeah, but man, this Nautilus has set up everything for this Kai'Sa and managed to do a great job of stopping the attack to let the Kai'Sa pick up the kills to be the carry that she needs to be. You're coming back to lane with a BF sword, a longsword, and a dagger, and you're going up against an Ezreal who has a Doran's Blade and a Sapphire Crystal. Like, I think you should feel pretty confident about that one. So in terms of what's going on in the remainder of this map, Xin Zhao picking up that Scuttle Crab, but Kai'Sa is going to see this one. Not sure if the engagement... Look at the damage already. Like, Xin Zhao has no armor. Like, just going to get absolutely dominated by that Kai'Sa damage. In terms of the Nocturne, though, already finishing off a Tiamat while the Ryze has already picked up his tier and another Sapphire Crystal. A little bit of engagement we got going on in the jungle here. Camille going to take a lot of damage from Xin Zhao. Really strong early game jungler, and Ryze is going to be there for the cleanup. That is going to be a kill. The first kill going to that Ryze. Nocturne trying to flash over and get a Q onto the Xin Zhao. Unfortunately, the Q didn't land. If it did, he might have been able to follow up on that one with the increased movement speed. The slow not landing from the Xin Zhao W. Ryze now trying to secure the Rune Prism onto that, but oh man, huge damage coming down from the Nocturne, getting a kill onto the Xin Zhao. The Runic Prism is not currently available, so Nocturne is going to be able to walk away from that one, picking up his first kill of the game with that juicy assist that he had as well. The only lane that really is kind of getting boring is this this top lane. Nothing really happening, but the Victor does, of course, now have his first his upgrade of his Hextech core, or his Hex core, whatever you want to call it, his augment. If you will. I'm not entirely sure which one. So he did. He's doing the standard build. He's upgraded his Siphon power first. That's going to just allow him to have so much damage and so many shields. The original way that you kind of saw Victor being built initially was up in the down in the mid lane and building the Death Ray, his E, and upgrading that first, because it just allowed you to basically clear an entire wave of minions with one spell. But right now, the Ryze having to use his ultimate to counteract the Nocturne ultimate and get himself out of that one, because right now Nocturne doing a ton of damage just with that Tiamat. And Ryze wants nothing to do with that because he still doesn't have his flash yet, but it's going to be up in probably just about 10 seconds here. So enough damage coming down into this bot lane as well. Once again, the passive from the Kai'Sa landing. It's now going to be a 3 versus 2, but Sion is very, very low. Nocturne going to have to work on this field game. Xin Zhao doing a lot of damage, activating that ultimate is going to knock up the Kai'Sa and get the kill. Double kill coming down. The Ezreal actually picking up the Nautilus, but Xin Zhao picking up the Kai'Sa. Unfortunately, the Ezreal wasn't part of that Kai'Sa kill, but we're just seeing, though, even though Kai'Sa is fed, already has that Storm Razor at 7.5 minutes into this game, she is still insanely squishy. And Xin Zhao is known for being that really amazing early game jungler. So really kind of using that presence, using that early game damage to try to shut down this this Kai'Sa. And I gotta give props to the blue side as well, like not backing down from a fight, trying to ward up to make sure that they knew what was going on there. And it's 6-4, but it's only a 600 gold lead in favor of the red team, where, you know, you guys can probably back me up on this one, is that in a lot of solo games, if you saw that the enemy team's Kai'Sa was going 5-0 in 5 minutes, a lot of people would probably just say, FF, move on to the next one, this game's over. But I'm glad to see in Korean solo queue, maybe that's not the case. We're not seeing the chat, but hopefully these guys are still going to grit their teeth and try to pull through on this one, because when you got a Ryze, you got a Xin Zhao, you got an Ezreal, you got a pretty, even Kennen, you got a pretty good scaling late game out of these guys. And I feel like champions like Nocturne kind of tend to fall off a little bit in terms of late game potential. But you know, it literally is anybody's game. These are some of the best players in the world, so it just takes one mistake, one outplay to completely change a game. So it looks like the Kai'Sa is going to be going for more of the standard build. Normally Kai'Sas tend to build that Storm Razor first, go into a Guinsoo's Rage Blade, sometimes a Runaan's Hurricane. I'm not entirely sure what this Kai'Sa is going to choose to do. But it seems as though the early start is demonstrating that it's going to be more of an AD route. Ryze doing so much damage to that Nocturne now. Like, it's just one of those things that you can, like, use your early game aggression, but a huge dive coming down up into the top lane. Really nice Graviton field going down and locking down the cannon, but the ultimate coming down. That Slicing Maelstrom going to be enough while Xin Zhao tanks up the turret, and it's just going to be a dead Victor. But while that's all being said and done in the top lane, the bot lane once again is seeing more action. Camille is here. It was an early dive, though. Not only is Sid's going to die, I think it was the Sion picking that one up with the Ignite, those ticks. Kai'Sa's taking one more turret shot. Is going to bait out the Sion. What was that play? That was unbelievable. So that was just a complete bait from the Kai'Sa. Had that heal up, that was such a ridiculously cool play. I never would have thought of doing that. Just baited the Sion out by taking that one extra turret shot that made it look like she was basically going to be completely dead. So Sion just had to go in there and get his, like, barely charged Q available and was going to kill the Kai'Sa. Kai'Sa heals up, baits the Sion away from his turret. Camille can re-engage, and they end up getting the kill, securing Kai'Sa a 2-assist lead now, but 5-2-2 with Camille picking up those 2 kills. That is some impressive stuff. I really like seeing plays like that, because it's plays like that that I would never think of doing. My Platinum ass isn't going to think about doing that, but a Korean Masters player, cool stuff. So she went back and went and picked up a pickaxe. So pickaxe is a little bit of a signal. It does build in towards the Quincy's Rage Blade. So looking like a pretty standard Kai'Sa build. In terms of what she's maxing first, once again, very standard stuff. Maxing that Q first, the Acathian Rain, huge amounts of damage. Not entirely sure which one she's going to max next, but we'll definitely keep track of that to see what this Kai'Sa is going to do after that. No one has opted to go for the early dragon yet, but we've got a big gank coming down. The Xin Zhao coming from behind the turret, and the Ryze coming down from the river. The Ryze ultimate coming down as well. Kai'Sas are going to turn and start fighting. The Sion does have a stopwatch, so is going to use that to try to keep himself alive. A lot of damage coming down from the Acathian Rain. Is it going to be enough? No, one more auto attack would have secured the kill onto the Ezreal, but 5 people had to come down for this fight. I'm not entirely sure why they needed all 5 people, but they did secure 2 kills. So it is a lot of kind of free reign now that they have to maybe go for this dragon. But Camille's going to engage. The Nocturne's going to engage as well. Slicing Maelstrom going to come out. Going to stun up the Camille. Is going to be enough damage. Shut down onto the Camille. Going to the Xin Zhao, but the Kennen is going to pay for it with his life. And Xin Zhao and Ezreal are going to tag team the Nocturne and get another kill. So overall, that was a 4-for-1 exchange in favor of that blue team. And just like that, in one fell swoop, one great fight, and all of a sudden, you've got a 1,000 gold lead in favor of the blue team, which is pretty damn cool to see. Ryze is now going full hog onto this Victor, doing a lot of damage, but right now the Victor ultimate is chunking him down quite substantially. Victor's trying to get as many shields as possible, and we're seeing the power of this build, but we've got Shield Builder versus Shield Builder, and I'm not entirely sure which Shield Builder is going to win. It is going to be the Victor, but just barely. So we're just seeing the power of that build. Of course, he did have the... Oh, man, didn't even pay attention to that one, but it looks like Kai'Sa getting another kill. Xin Zhao is once again down in the bot lane. Flash having to be used, but it is not going to be enough to keep the Kai'Sa alive, and that's going to be another kill. Xin Zhao is just doing such a good job at keeping this bot lane in the game. Remember, at 5 minutes, we had a 5-0 Kai'Sa and a 0-3 Ezreal and a Sion that wasn't doing much better. And now all of a sudden we have a 3-4-4 Ezreal and a 3-3-5 Sion with only a 6-4 Kai'Sa. So this Xin Zhao has just noticed where the problem is, noticed also that the Kennen is doing fairly well, the Ryze is doing fairly well, they're both holding their own, so he needed to help the bot lane, and man, he has helped the bot lane get back into this one. Nocturne going to take some time to go into the enemy team jungle, knows that the Xin Zhao just went back, so he's going to steal away that red buff. Going to be a very disappointed Xin Zhao when he gets into his jungle. Man, so Berserker's Greaves being picked up by the Kai'Sa, fairly standard stuff once again. Xin Zhao now seeing, oh, my red buff, you bastard. And it looks like Kai'Sa now asking for assistance from the jungler. Just knowing that this Xin Zhao has been so present in this bot lane, you've got to be worried. Like, you've got to think that, like, they need to start calling this Kai'Sa down. They need to start having a little bit more backup, because right now what they're doing is just not working. We've already got the Iceborne Gauntlets completed on the Ezreal. The Tear of the Goddess as well has been stacking, and a pickaxe. Tear of the Goddess still has a long ways to go, but just good at least having that. So Ezreal all of a sudden kind of coming back into this game, which is a little bit scary for this Kai'Sa. You do not want that to happen. Kai'Sa looking like she's maxing her E next, so making sure that she gets that supercharge, of course, very important, especially when you get the invisibility from that, to be able to disengage by using that ability. And in terms of CS, right now, 104 to the 111 in the top lane, 79 to 73, 122 to 130, and 108 to 107. Like, it is incredibly even right now in this game. But right now, we got the Camille, and the Camille is going to come in, going to flash right onto the Ezreal. Right now, the depth charge is currently onto the Ezreal, knocking him up. The Camille is going to get the ultimate off, but no, the Sion is going to ulti away and just barely survive that one. I cannot believe that they didn't have enough damage. The Nautilus didn't even ignite the Sion, which might have actually killed him there, but they might just be waiting to try to get this. This is going to be the first turret of the game going down. The Camille's going to try to engage on this one. No, is going to back off on that. But right now, Victor going to try to get the kill onto the Kennen, but is not going to get it. That's going to be a good gank once again from the Xin Zhao, picking up a kill onto that Victor. Victor now sitting at 1 and 2, but you can never count this Victor build out. It is incredibly stupid. If you have not played against it before, you don't want to. It is very, very good. Nice dredge line coming out from the Nautilus, doing so much damage. The Kai'Sa passive is going to be enough, and that's going to be enough with the Ignite coming down from the Nautilus. The flash away from the turret as well going to come out, and while all that's being said and done, the Kai'Sa ultimate going to come down and going to get a kill onto the Sion, and it looks like right now the Nocturne chasing down this Xin Zhao, but the flash coming out from the Ryze is getting the Rune Prism off, and he is not going to be able to secure the kill onto Xin Zhao, and that is going to be, I think, Xin Zhao's 5th kill of the game with that support Ryze coming in to make sure that they secured that kill. So, man, a lot of stuff happening. It was very odd to me that the Ezreal and the Sion decided to save for so long, considering that they were so low. But once again, this Nautilus just being that support staff that you need, securing that kill onto the Ezreal by once again landing a great dredge line. So what are they gonna do now? So 7, 4, and 3 on this Kai'Sa. Hasn't really purchased anything, but we do now have that recurve bow. The Rift Scuttler, so the Rift Herald being picked up. Yeah, the Scuttlecrab being picked up as well, but the Rift Herald being picked up by that Xin Zhao, which is gonna be a pretty big deal, because in these types of solo queue games, the Rift Herald can lead to 2 turrets being taken down and having a huge swing in gold. But we are seeing that recurve bow coming down from the Kai'Sa. Also picked herself up a stopwatch, which is pretty interesting. Does not have the rune to get the stopwatch early, so purchased that herself. So kind of just an interesting pickup there. But we are going to be seeing that Guinsoo's Rageblade coming out from this Kai'Sa. And we already once again have the Camille coming to try to see if they can pick up another kill onto this Ezreal. And it looks like this is going to be a tower dive. Sion is nowhere to be seen. Ezreal's just going to try to go right in onto this Kai'Sa to try to pick up a kill. Nearly picks up the kill. Like, that was way more damage than I was expecting out of that Ezreal. Smart idea. Knew that he was going to die. Knew he was getting tower dove. So why not just go right in for the kill? Ryze doing a lot of damage to this Nocturne, but his his Runic Prism is now down. Nocturne is gonna have to flash away from that one because the Xin Zhao was just diving. The Rift Herald now being summoned. Don't know if the... Oh! No, it doesn't silence anymore. I don't think he was trying to get the silence down onto that Xin Zhao to stop the Rift Herald from being able to summon that. But it was just a weird position for everybody to be in. The Victor falling to the Xin Zhao and the Ryze picking up the Nocturne. The tower did go down, and it looks like the Rift Herald is going to be able to take down 2 turrets there, or sorry, take 2 shots on turrets. But the Kai'Sa's doing a lot of damage to the Sion, is going to pick up the Sion for another kill there, but it looks like Ezreal being able to TP in there is going to get a shutdown onto that Nautilus, picking himself up a nice little chunk of change. This game is just a bloodbath. It's 18 to 17 at 17 minutes into the game. Each team has more than a kill per minute at 17 and a half minutes in. 34.3k to 33.6k. It's such a close game, and I never would have expected to say that based on how the early game was going. But the TP now coming down from the Kennen. The Protobell going to come down. Doesn't have the Slicing Maelstrom to engage in this one, but the Ryze is there to get the Runic Prism and just stop the Kai'Sa in her tracks. The Ryze is now going for the Camille, doing a lot of damage with those Qs. That's what we were talking about before, is this Ryze is beginning to scale, which is terrifying. He's already got his Seraph's Embrace completed, gone for that Oblivion Orb next. The Camille's going to engage on this Ryze using the ultimate there, but it's not going to be anywhere near enough. Now the new challenger has approached. The Nautilus is going to come in, but the Victor's here as well. The Ryze does not have his flash, so he is just going to be caught in no man's land here, and Nocturne is going to be the one to pick up that kill, getting the shutdown bonus, and once again, a nice chunk of change of 450 gold going into the pocket of Nocturne. And Ryze just completed his Morellonomicon. I was like, Nurmanaura. Morellonomicon is what he just picked up. Xin Zhao now going in for that Nocturne. Great use of the, great waiting on the spell shield. But didn't end up accounting for anything there. The Xin Zhao just waited. The spell shield came up, but the Xin Zhao just held onto his W for longer than was anticipated and just basically completely annulled it. But there we go. The Kai'Sa coming in to support her Nautilus. doing a lot of damage to that Sion. Sion does not have his ultimate available, so not going to be able to escape this one, and that's going to be a double kill for the Kai'Sa, currently sitting at 10, 5, and 5 with 143 CS. Has now also completed the Guinsoo's Rage Blade. So Guinsoo's Rage Blade with that Storm Razor and Berserker's Greaves, that's going to be, I think, the second turret of the game going in favor of that blue side, but 3 turrets. Huge slicing Maelstrom coming out of Kennen, but not going to be enough damage, and that's going to be a killing spree for the Kai'Sa. I think Kennen just assumed that he had more damage than he really did, but sitting only with a Proto Belt and an Oblivion Orb, like, that's not enough damage to one-shot a Kai'Sa. So unfortunately, yeah, Kennen just kind of sacrificing his life there, and also a pretty big ultimate cooldown. Not like it's going to take too long to get that ultimate back, but, you know, one of those things that you wish you just had it. So in terms of how the kind of blue team gets in with this one, they have the damage to deal with this. And I think their main thing that they're going to have to focus on here is using the Rise and using the Xin Zhao to get that Kalista. If they get a Runic Prism onto that Kalista, she's probably dead from the Xin Zhao using that Audacious Charge onto the Kai'Sa, and also the Kennen using that Electrical Surge. Like, they can definitely kill the Kai'Sa, and if the Kai'Sa dies, they lose a huge chunk of their damage. Because when you look at their team, like, the next highest person is Camille with 4 and 3, not the biggest threat. So when you lose the 11-5 Kai'Sa, you are really running into problems with your overall damage. But it looks like right now the Baron's actually been started. I thought they were just clearing wards, but no, this team is actually going for the Baron right now. And Kai'Sa's coming out of base. They have one of their biggest carries who's not going to be here. 20-minute Baron is going to be taken by the blue team. The team that was behind but is now ahead by 100 gold just took the Baron at literally 20 minutes. Oh, but Xin Zhao Knight right now getting caught, getting a really good ultimate off to try to push everybody back, but is going to take so much damage. And it looks like the Nocturne and the Camille are going to be the ones taking that one down. Victor using his ultimate to try to get some damage down, but is not going to be enough, just trying to chase down this Nautilus. What was that? Sorry, not the Nautilus, the Sion. Sion is going to get away from that one. The flash coming out from the Nautilus, but it looks like the Slicing Maelstrom going to come down and lock down the Nautilus. That's going to be enough to pick up that kill, but it was just kind of unfortunate for that that Nautilus that he flashed and landed the Dredge line, but the ultimate coming down from the Sion meant that he wasn't going anywhere. The chase is still on. The flash had to come out from the Camille to get away from that Ezreal, but looks like the team fight is now going to end, but the Ocean Dragon is available, but there is no jungler on the side of the blue team, but I don't think the Camille's going to want to risk her own life, and she would probably have to sacrifice her own life to go for that one, but I don't know where the Rise is now going. They're going to try to pincer onto this Camille, Kalista, Kai'Sa. There we go. Kai'Sa using her ultimate to get away from this one, but this knockup is not going to land from the Sion. Going to have a great flash over the wall, and right now the red team is going to try to support this Kai'Sa, but I don't know what they're going to do. Kai'Sa is just going to try to heal up on this one. But right now the Xin is coming in from the other side as well, just trying to get, I guess, as much damage as you can onto this Kennen, but it is not going to be enough. One more auto attack would have secured the kill onto Kennen, but you know, you got the Krugs, so that's a good thing. But while all this is being said and done, Nocturne has just been up in the top lane doing what he is currently doing best, and that's just split pushing and getting the second tier turret. So the one thing that you can at least say about what's been going on here, the blue side chased for freaking ever, but here's the Nocturne using his ultimate, I think, onto the Kennen, but right now it does have support from the Ezreal. Not going to be enough. The Ignite is not going to be enough to take him down either, and right now the Camille is going to go down to the Xin Zhao as well. That was just a weird place to be for the Camille being in here and just getting engaged on immediately by the Xin Zhao jumping over. And right now, the Sion and the Rise and the Xin Zhao are going to push down on the second tier bottom lane turret, and it is going to go down without any contestation. And the Nautilus right now trying to solo down this Ezreal. Not entirely sure why the Nautilus happened to be there, but that is exactly where they're going to be. So it looks like just on my feed here, the Nashor's Tooth being picked up by this Kai'Sa. But here's the engage. So much damage coming down from this Xin Zhao onto the Victor, forcing him to flash immediately. I don't know if Kai'Sa's actually going to be able to fend this off by himself. The redemption is coming down from, I believe it's a Sion who has that one. Yep. And just healing everybody up a little bit. A lot of damage once again going down onto the second inhibitor turret in the mid lane. Right now, the blue side just using this Baron buff to everything that it has, just using these minions, taking it down half HP with another big minion wave chunking down this second tier top lane turret. They might very well rotate over here. But just kind of an interesting build that Kai'Sa's going for here. Haven't seen the Nashor's Tooth in quite some time, but it makes perfect sense getting those passive procs out from the Kai'Sa is absolutely huge. It's a huge form of damage coming out of that champion. So just kind of an interesting build that I haven't really seen people go Storm Razor, Gwyn's Rage Blade, Nashor's Tooth. Normally see them go for like a Runaan's Hurricane or some form of a Zeal item. But Nashor's Tooth giving a little bit of ability power. So looks like it's kind of more of a hybrid Kai'Sa. Going for, of course, that strong AD crit focus with the Storm Razor, but then really focusing on a bit more AP. And look at that, Seeker's Arm Guard being picked up. So we're actually going to see a bit more AP coming out of them with the broken stopwatch that she purchased a little while ago. That's going to turn into Azonia's Hourglass, which I think is a phenomenally smart build when you consider when you got the Camille and the Nocturne. You've got enough AD damage coming out of this team, but it looks like the ultimate, once again, round 2, baby. Kennen versus the Nocturne, but there is no Ezreal around to save the Kennen this time. Nocturne is going to have enough damage to kill the Kennen on that one. Unfortunately, the Ezreal nowhere to be seen. But Nocturne and Camille have enough AD damage, so Kai'Sa building a little bit more AP I think is going to be really helpful for this team. But here comes the engage. The Camille going to use that ultimate onto the ultimatum onto the Xin Zhao. He's going to just trap him in with 4 people. Kai'Sa picking up her 13th kill of the game, and we are tied, ladies and gentlemen, 25 to 25. But a 52.5k, 49.8k, 2,000 gold lead in favor of this blue side because of all the turrets that they took. It's going to be very cool to see. I think it's a very, very smart idea for that Kai'Sa to build more AP, but especially the Zhonya's Hourglass, because we talked about it in the beginnings of these things. But here's the Kai'Sa ultimate coming down. Zhonya's Hourglass is going to be coming from the Ezreal. Sorry, just that stopwatch, but it is not going to save him for long. Ezreal going down and Sion as well to follow, but a lot of damage coming down from that Sion passive, but he is finally going to go down. The Nautilus having to run away from that one. Ryze is trying to do as much damage as he can. So much damage coming down. Camille using that stopwatch as well. It seems like everybody in this game and their grandmothers has a stopwatch. Is Kai'Sa going to go down? No, not quite yet. Stopwatch once again coming down. This one is, it's still a stopwatch. No one has Zhonya's Hourglass, but there's the Caffeine Rain coming from the Kai'Sa, picking up the Ryze, and another huge shuriken coming down from the Kennen is going to secure a kill and a shutdown onto that 16-7-5 Kai'Sa. This is just a bloodbath, 28 to 28, but as I was saying before, and yep, there we go, Zhonya's Hourglass being picked up, and a needlessly large rod. That's such an interesting build, but what we were kind of talking about before was that with people like Xin Zhao and Ryze and Kennen jumping in onto the Kai'Sa, if they full-on engage on Kai'Sa, having an Hourglass saves you completely. Stops the engage, stops you from being stunned down, then you can get some damage off, then you can use your ultimate to shield yourself. It makes a huge difference. So not only is it a great item just for Kai'Sa to build, but in terms of this team comp, I think it's a great thing to try to counteract some of the damage that's going to be coming down. I don't know if the Ezreal was just scouting that or trying to steal the blue buff from the Kennen. Either way, it was funny. Sorry, I needed some coffee there. I record this in the morning, but oh god! Oh no! This is Korean Master and Challenger Q, and they still sometimes make mistakes like that. That looked like a standard Twigger Kennen play right there. But it looks like with the Slicing Maelstrom down, that is a big deal because, well, you know, maybe it's not actually. Baron's up in 40 seconds. I thought if it was maybe up in 15 or something like that, they wouldn't have that ultimate. But we're seeing, like, the Slicing Maelstrom's on a 71-second cooldown. That is no issue to spam that out a little bit. Right now, it just looks like these teams are kind of positing around for that upcoming Baron. We know that both of these teams can take that Baron down insanely quick. So each team has to be so worried about this. But right now, when you look at the red side, they have so much control in terms of all of their wards around this Baron pit. That is going to be very difficult, but here's the fight. Xin Zhao taking a lot of damage. The Hextech Ultimatum coming down. The Nocturne Ultimate coming down as well. That fear is going to stop everybody from seeing anything. Ezreal was not part of that fight, but the Guardian Angel is going to be popped onto the Ryze, it seems. Ezreal going to have to run away from that one. No, sorry, it was the Nocturne with the Guardian Angel on that one. Don't know why the Ryze would build Guardian Angel, but Caffeine Rain is not going to be enough to pick up this Ezreal, but already it's 3 deaths on the blue side for only the Camille on the red side. Camille is now going to go down to the Sion. And right now, it looks like the Sion's probably going to lose his life as well, being chased down by this Victor. And it looks like the Ezreal, is he going to get dove by this Nautilus? He does not have his depth charge to engage on this one, but he has been pretty good with his hooks. Just barely not going to get that one. And it looks like, oh, the spell shield coming out from the Nocturne. Doesn't really matter. It didn't hit anyways, but Victor is going to be able to chase down that Sion and get the 4th kill of that team fight. Ezreal being the sole survivor of that fight. And 28 minutes into this game, we have the first inhibitor going in favor of the red side. And now the Baron is in the sights of this red team. Like, look at the damage that this Kai'Sa does to this Baron. That is just disgusting. Ezreal also does not have his True Shot Barrage to try to get a kill on this Baron or a steal. Kennen trying to get into this one, does have the Slicing Maelstrom. But, oh, you are just going to get engaged on because Nocturne has his ultimate as well. And that's just going to be a free kill for that Nocturne. Unfortunate for the blue side. 18-7-7 for this Kai'Sa. So this is the first time that we've seen a bit of a more substantial lead, except for like the very, very beginning of this game. 33-29 at 29 minutes into this game. 63. Like, this is such a huge... It's still, each team has more than a kill per minute at 29 minutes into this game. I don't understand how much of a bloodbath this has been, and the game isn't over yet. It's been so back and forth, which is crazy to see. So in terms of how people are doing, 211-200, 173-164, 249-259, 227-235. Once again, it has been so even on all of these fronts in terms of CS. Nothing really spectacular to talk about in terms of builds. We do have, of course, the Abyssal Mask coming out from this this Victor with his Iceborne Gauntlets and the third perfect Hex core. So he has all of his abilities upgraded now. Kennen, once again, sitting with standard Kennen items. We got the Sterix and the Guardian Angel coming down from the Xin Zhao. Everybody's building very standard items. We do now have the Guardian Angel available for the Ezreal, but the Kai'Sa has her Deathfire. Sorry, why do I keep on calling it Deathfire Grasp? R.I.P. Deathfire Grasp. The Rabadon's Death Cap. So huge amounts of AP and AD coming out of Kai'Sa. 221 AD and 648 ability power at that moment being buffed up. Kai'Sa using that Zhonya's Hourglass to keep herself alive for a little bit on that one. Right now, the Guardian Angels are coming down. Xin Zhao is going to use his, but unfortunately, coming back is not going to be enough. A triple kill coming down from the Kai'Sa. Unfortunately, not a quadra kill. Victor is going to be the one securing that fifth and final kill of that fight. And with these Baroned up minions, I think this might very well be the end of this game. 38-30 in favor of that red side. And Kai'Sa going 21-7-9. So we definitely saw some mistakes being made by that Kai'Sa, but a really interesting end game build coming from that. So if you want to improve your Kai'Sa, this guy is the #1 Kai'Sa in the world, and I can see now why he has an 84% win rating on this champion. Some incredible plays from everybody in this game, including the blue side, from getting back into it. If you like videos like this, please let me know, and let me know what champions you want to see done in the future. Leave a like on the video, be sure to subscribe, and stay tuned because I'll be showing the end game damage charts, hopefully, if I can find them. Talk to you guys later. Here are the endgame stats. As we can see, Kai'Sa dominated the damage charts with over 43,000 damage done to champions. That's almost double what the top damage dealer on the enemy team, the Ezreal, did. And with 21 kills and over 19,000 gold earned, I would say that Kai'Sa had a pretty good game. Thank you all so much for watching until the end, and I'll see you all in the next video.